Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, hope you're doing well. A few days ago we made a video about the coronavirus and we repeated Gurudev's Katha that he would regularly speak in Bengal, during preaching in the Bengal for Gaur Purnima. He would regularly speak this Katha in other places also, and that's, Gurudev would say that actually everyone in the world is going to die within 7 days. And then Gurudev would say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Within one of those 7 days, everyone's going to die, meaning you're bound to die on a certain day of the week. It's kind of something Gurudev would say tongue-in-cheek. So we repeated that based on Gurudev's own katha. Some people were somewhat disturbed by that or not properly understanding, so we apologize if anyone was frightened by that. But it's an important point for us to remember is that death can come at any moment, and so we should always be serious and take responsibility for making our life exceptional. By following the process of Bhakti Yoga, we can achieve the perfection of life. Pure love, Krishna Prem. So, but now there's another side Gurudev would also speak about, which is that we shouldn't be overly concerned about the material dualities that come naturally in life, good times, bad times, times of danger, times of happiness and joy, times of peace. So Gurudev would say actually that there have been millions and millions of devastations in this world, annihilations, cataclysms, or disasters, or wars. And yet, Gurudev said, not a single living entity has ever died. Not a single living entity has ever died. So this is Gurudev giving the transcendental perspective, which is very clear in Krishna's Bhagavad Gita from the very beginning. And we mentioned this also in the other video. The soul is sanatana, eternal. It can never be burnt, it can never be harmed, it can never be cut, it can never be in any way harmed or killed. So that living entity, that living principle, that spark of divine consciousness, that is eternal, and it is akshay, means infallible, it can never be harmed. So therefore, we should not be frightened by material situations that may arise. Instead, we should try to be steadfast in our transcendental consciousness that Krishna gives. So that's why our message is that don't worry, the world is not ending. And even if the world did end, the soul, the living principle, will not perish. So there's actually nothing to be afraid of. We mentioned this in the previous verse, in the previya video. Bhayam dutiya biniveshitasya. Fear comes from misidentification of the self, misalignment of one's consciousness into material matter. So when we are able to bring back our focus into reality, chit ananda, then we will not be afraid. And the best method to do that is chanting the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting this divine mantra, then fear itself runs away in fear. That's why even fear, Kali, Maya, all these, any kinds of malefic energies will run in fear from that person who chants the holy names of Krishna, especially if they're in Sankirtan or with the sadhus, then fear itself runs in fear. That's why we sing Advaitari Bhakta Vrinda Nache Gate Gate Palaya Duranta Kali Padya Vibrate. Kali Maharaj, the personification of this era of tamagun, ignorance, he himself ran away in fear seeing Mahaprabhu dancing in Sankirtan with his associates like Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, and all their parikars. So that's why our message is that try not to be so much afraid. This coronavirus pandemic, just like all other things, will pass. And we should try our best to stay safe, follow the guidelines such as social distancing to stop the spread of this. But don't give in to panic, because this can even cause things to go worse. So there's plenty of try to take prasadam, do kirtan, chant Harinam, be in the association of devotees, or even in your own homes, if you are practicing staying far away, then take association of the devotees by reading the scriptures. These are also the best sadhus, Grantha Bhagavat. This is very important. You can take association of Gurudev, of Prabhupada, of Rupa Goswami, of Mahaprabhu, of all our acharyas in our line by studying their teachings and by praying to them, meditating on them. Then you are with them. So that's one way we can be in Sadhu Sangha, even if we are outside of Sadhu Sangha. And ultimately, remember this message of Gurudev that the soul is eternal, the soul cannot be harmed. Gurudev said a living entity has never died in this world. The material bodies that we are embodying in, then they will naturally go through the cycles of birth, death, old age, and disease. That's irreversible. If we're in a material body, that body must perish because it's transitory, it's temporary. It's made of material substances that are always in a state of flux. So the soul, that is an eternal principle that continues on despite all kinds of material fluctuations. Therefore, we should not worry and instead become fixed in the Atma, fixed in the self. Then we can progress. Utishtatra jagrata prapya varanya bodhita shurasya dhara nishitha duratya durgang patastat kavayo vedanti. If we want to follow spiritual life, we must be awake. Utishtata. We must be awake to reality, not bewildered by illusion. So therefore, try to be present in the real state of self. In this way we can transcend all kinds of material disturbances. Thanks for your time. Hare Krishna.